Welcome everyone inside Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Profit Courts. It is men's and women's basketball's turn to take to the 2020 Hornet Cup. I'm Joe Hutzler, the voice of the Hornets, riding solo with you tonight in the booth, but not in help. I got to give a quick shout out to the entire crew. We were back against the wall with time, having to continually change things, but they have been malleable, they have been positive, and that's why we continue to impress and get through some of the technical issues we've had today. So far, nothing on this end as far as technical issues, and we hope that stays the same. All right, I'm going to try to give Coach Scott and Coach Crump the thumbs up that we're ready to go, but this competition tonight, the Hornet Cup Hot Shot Challenge, features both men's and women's basketball intertwined on the red and gray teams, and luckily they are wearing red shirts and gray shirts, so easy to tell which side they are on. And we, of course, will talk you through who is on each team. There is a female within the men in the ranks of those three. And the way that it'll work, one person will shoot a layup. The next person will shoot a free throw. The next person will shoot a three-point shot. If they all three make it, then they come back, they shoot half-court shots, as some of them are testing out, practicing those shots now. And the first one to make a half-court shot wins, moves on in the bracket. And we'll show you the bracket as the night goes along. It's to the left of our screen now on that whiteboard, and we've got someone much closer to show you later on. And there it is, actually, on cue. There is the bracket. Now they've picked captains for each three-person team, so that's why it says Team Aaron, Team Crump. But there, again, there are three folks within each of those teams. I might have to send a text to the coaches, let them know we are ready, because they were waiting on us patiently, trying to let everybody get warmed up. And really, I've talked to so many coaches and players, and this Hornet Cup has just been so long for, I guess, some type of competition. Yes, we're not playing other schools as we normally would do this time of year, but we are doing something competitive. It's not just practice right now. It is something on the line, if you will. And for basketball, who just began their practices a week ago, not able to do anything related to full games, but this kind of is replacing their Midnight Madness. This would be the week that would go on, the end of that third week in October, the beginning of homecoming, which is still happening, folks, a virtual homecoming this weekend. So for them, it's kind of the norm. And the NCAA tried their best to make sure the winter sports still had, especially basketball, still had that normal schedule. Couldn't start till October, and obviously you'd like to start playing in November, but they'll have to wait till January. But this team, these teams, every team at Lynchburg will have more than enough practice for their opponents come 2021. And we look forward to bringing you that action when it arrives. And we say when because we're positive around here. We try to stay optimistic that it is going to happen, and LHSN is going to be there just as we are tonight. So far today, we've had men's soccer and Lynchburg softball take to the respective playing fields for the Hornet Cup. Men's soccer had the gray team win by 1 goal, 4-3. And it's softball on Moon Field, a 3-game series for them. Game 1 went to Team Red with a 2-0 win. So the overall standings still has Team Gray up by 1 with an overall score of 4-3. So Coach Scott walking over to talk to Coach Crump. I think it's about that time to get things started. So let's tell you about the first teams that we have on the floor right now. It's going to be 2 red teams. Again, it's a bracket style, so not going to always be gray versus red until we get to the end. So this is like the regional matchup in the March Madness bracket. To our right on your screen right now, Lindsay North joins Heath Gullidge and a Jordan Brown. On the other side of the floor, we will have Luke Romeo, Jalen Hargrove, and Kate Kolb, who's just off your screen. And I'll be really interested to see, I did not hear if the coaches have already told the athletes which shot they're taking or if it's up to the athletes. I'll be really interested to see how they shake things up, because if it goes in the order in which I have on my sheet, it would actually put Luke Romeo, who is a predominant three-point shooter, at the free throw line, and Jalen Hargrove will be shooting three-point shots, because it lists Kolb, Romeo, and Hargrove on my sheet. So one would assume that's the order that they will go in, but you know what happens when you assume. I think the warm-ups are, well, no, they are continuing. There's a look at the rest of the group. There's part of Team Gray for men's basketball, and all new faces but one in the middle of that group, Noah Bullock down at the bottom in the middle. Everyone else a new face to the program this year. That part will be really cool. Usually we only see them on Midnight Madness when they come out of some smoke from behind a black curtain, and that's about it. We see some people dunk on the men's side. Some can't, so they don't participate. But tonight, everyone is participating. Still letting everybody warm up for those half-court shots. And now Coach Scott finally looked at me, gave him the thumbs up. So we're going to start moving along here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We hope that you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy this and be a good feeling, good emotional, happy place for you tonight, and hope that carries over to tomorrow and our Give Day 2020 campaign. Some great news on the athletic front that really helps out these two teams. 5 for the Hive, 5 facilities that are in line to receive upgrades. As long as the money is there tomorrow, and in the gym, we would have brand new seating, molded back seats, and just take this already beautiful court to another level. So we are ready to rock and roll. It's the hot shot beginning with Kolb, and quickly Gullidge hits a three, and the team on the right, the red team on the right, going for half-court shots. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Game over. Jordan Brown, Lindsey North, and Heath Gullidge get us off to a rocking start. That was impressive. Full disclosure, we don't have replay tonight. Sorry about that, but I wish we did, because if you missed any of it, you missed all of it. We were expecting to be able to take multiple camera shots. This would take a little while, but these folks have been shooting and practicing, getting ready for tonight. And so we've got our first winner on the red side. And Coach Scott's going to give them a 2-minute warm-up. And so it's going to be our first group of gray team members. And we're going to get some legacy plays here with Coach Crump, Katie Crump, graduating from then Lynchburg College, back as an assistant coach. And also Dylan Hall is going to step in on the other gray team. Now I will say, both of these coaches are still active. Actually, Dylan Hall is in the gym with me a lot. And they both have played in the alumni games. So this isn't just throw them out there and make fun of them. They certainly could contribute in a big way to the victory of one of these teams. So along with Dylan Hall, well, actually, we'll take a look at that group first that's on your screen. So Coach Crump there in the black shirt. She is joined by DJ Shelton and Alex Fitch, who's at the free throw line. And then on the other side of the court, you've got Aaron Green, Dylan Hall, as we mentioned, and Trey Pittman, who's shooting a three right now. Coach Hall just staying back there at the half-court shot. Someone has to tell him that he's going to have to shoot other shots to get back to that point. But I was told when I first got here, actually, by a very good source, that Dylan Hall has always been super confident in his abilities. And so he's not concerned about the layup, the free throw, or the three-point shot. He's already thinking about the game winner. While we still have a few moments, it would be wise for me to continue my conversation about Give Day 2020. Again, that is tomorrow on campus, campus-wide donation day that you can participate in and give a gift to any department on campus, any team that you wish. Athletically, we are really, really hoping that you would like to contribute to 5 for the Hive, because it does benefit those 5 facilities, which feature softball, baseball, in terms of the teams that will benefit from these changes: softball, baseball, tennis, men's and women's basketball, plus volleyball here in the gym. And then out on Schellenberger Field, you have men's soccer, women's soccer, field hockey, men's lacrosse, and women's lacrosse. So 11 teams will directly benefit from the initiative set forth by the 5 for the Hive campaign. A new video board at Schellenberger Field, well, the first ever video board at Schellenberger Field, plus an enclosed pavilion, the bleachers I mentioned here in Turner Gymnasium, a new tennis facility overall, and then brand new seating at baseball and softball. Here we go, hot shot. Layups have been completed on our right side. Three-pointers done. Everyone back to half court. Dylan Hall knocks it in first. He knew it before anybody else did. He said, we're going back, I'm taking the shot, and we're moving on. So the great team of Hall, Green, and Pittman move on to the second round of the Hot Shot Tournament. This is, Coach Scott said, it's either going to take 30 minutes or 3 hours. And I'm really glad that he was I'm really glad that we're trending toward the former. But it makes it tough to commentate on what's going on each side. It's so fast and so tough to show you both sides as they're happening. We should have had a split screen or something figured out in here. But hindsight's 2020, and we can't live in the past. Time to move on to our next group of red team members. John Waters supporting Team Gray, maybe inadvertently, but that's what he chose to wear today. Full disclosure, I have a black polo on, but gray pants, so maybe I'm inadvertently supporting Team Gray as well. Just a moment, Coach Scott's going to give me an update. He's just checking to make sure that 2 minutes is a good amount of time. May not be for you at home if you don't like my voice, but nevertheless, got to give these athletes some time to warm up. Now, it's really interesting when you consider women's basketball went right up to 6:55 in terms of their practice tonight. So they are warmed up. They have been warmed up from practice. The men, well, they didn't practice as close to 7 o'clock, so they definitely are enjoying the warm-up shots. Oh, I love that sound. I've missed it. Speaking of alumni, Caroline Wesley Seiler is in the building, our Director of Athletic Training Services. And of course, she has no idea she's on camera, but she just wants to check the canteen, make sure everybody's got enough water. and rooting for the ladies, no doubt, regardless of what color they wear. Got a text message from Coach Q, which I'm kind of surprised he's not here. Quentin Aldridge, that is. I know he's got a good reason, because he would love to be here showing these boys up from the three-point line. But he said Dylan's foot was on the line, so it's a redo. Now, I didn't see it. Everything was a blur for me. No instant replay, but that'll make an interesting practice tomorrow for sure. Okay, our next group, Team Red, Reagan Moore, Jamie Pasha, KJ James. On our right side, Hannah Clay, Justin Elkin, and Mark Siegel on the left side of the court. That's the first group there on your screen. Moore, Pasha, and James. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. That's Sammy Seaver, Izzy Lockamy, and Matt Johnson. They switched things up on me. Hannah Clay, Justin Elkin, Mark Siegel are on the other side. They're at the half-court line. Elkin's shot no good. Chance for Siegel, that's not there. One more time, here is Hannah Clay. That's no good. Izzy Lockamy from half-court, short. Sammy Seaver from half-court. Almost. Back to the other side. Siegel clangs off the front of the rim. Clay airballs it. Lockamy just off the front of the iron. Johnson still not there. Here we go. Here's our long one, folks. Elkin misses. Now we're back to the other side. It's Clay. It's on line. Lockamy, no. Johnson, no. Siegel back to the left side. And no. Other side, no. Seaver, Lockamy, Siegel. Elkin. It's got the height, not the length. Seaver, Lockamy. He didn't seem too confident when I talked to him earlier, so maybe he knew that half-court shot was going to be a tough one. Johnson. Heard a net, but it didn't go through it in terms of up and down. Side to side was the only option there. Clay, not enough. There it is, Lockamy, the man who wasn't that confident, ends up being the one who moves that team of red on to the next round. Lockamy, Seaver, and Johnson. So Coach Scott will put it down. Should be Team Sammy that moves on. Team Taylor versus Team Mimi. We're talking about Taylor Gant, Dow Dunton, and Landon Sutton on one team. And on the other side, Mimi Oliver, Joey Hamer, and Miles Taylor. That's the group on your screen right now. Now you may be wondering, or not for that matter, about the Give Day information I gave you, how you can tune in tomorrow, how you can donate. All of that information is located on the lynchburg.edu website. It has also been sent out in emails. It is on social media, on the University of Lynchburg page. Lynchburg Sports will, of course, share that information tomorrow. On the University of Lynchburg YouTube channel, there'll be a continuous stream all day long, a part of our Give Day Live campaign, or not campaign, but production. So used to saying campaign around Give Day. And then there will be segmented broadcasting on the University of Lynchburg Facebook page. So if you haven't subscribed to the University of Lynchburg YouTube channel or liked the Facebook page, make sure you do that tonight so that when the videos begin, you will get a notification to your email or to your phone as soon as that happens, and you can tune in as it happens. The good news is you can always go back later in the day to check out some of the segments earlier on Facebook, because again, those will be segmented out. YouTube will be a continuous stream all day long. You can have it on at your office computer, on your television, on your phone, wherever you may be. There will be something up there all day. Okay, here we go. Oliver, Hamer, and Taylor versus Gant, Dutton, and Sutton. Well, gotta say that's Bullock, Parham, and Blanks. Thought he said Team Taylor. Never mind, doesn't matter. We're on to the half-court shots. Bullock, and then one sinks in. Bullock and Parham both shot at the same time. Bullock wasn't close, and Parham got it done. Lots of jokes being made right now about that shot. The one on the board, folks, on the basket. All right, so Team Tamara moves on for Team Gray. Now it definitely is on the red side. Well, I got an extra group here on my list. On the red side, it should be, yes, the 1 seed, if you will, which is going to be Reagan Moore, Jamie Pasha, and KJ James. They're on your screen closest to you right now. On the other end, we have our first winners of the night. It took 4 shots to get it done. Lindsey North, Heath Gullidge, and a Jordan Brown. 4 shots. That was amazing. That is not what I expected at all when we began. And if you were here for it, you could tell. All knotted up. Red versus gray, 2-2. There will be a winner tonight. KJ James getting them excited in pregame warm-ups. There's KJ. Oh. Getting big. Under the basket. So as far as the overall standings, Team Red really needs a win to tie things up and put us in a really good race to finish out the week. Tomorrow we have field hockey at 7 o'clock on LHSN, followed by men's lacrosse at 9:30 p.m. on LHSN. Coach Kudelka will join me on the broadcast tomorrow night. Those are our next 2 competitors and teams in the Hornet Cup. Here we go. Moore, Pasha, James versus North, Gullidge, and Brown. Free throw's been missed by Pasha, and Brown, North, and Gullidge are onto the half-court shot. This time they Jordan Brown short. Pasha still trying to make a free throw. Lindsey North was close. KJ James shooting a 3. North, Brown, Gullidge still at the half-court line. Now everyone at half-court. Can we get a comeback from the left side? Pasha, no. James, no. Brown will put it up on the right side. Short. All 3 of them missed. Here's James again. Off the front of the rim. Pasha through the air and nothing else. Gullidge goes with an unorthodox way of getting it done. Doesn't get it done. Everyone missing so far. Here's KJ, short. Pasha will give it another shot. So close, off the back of the rim and out. Reagan Moore, no. Gullidge, no. North, Brown shoot same time. On the other end, James misses. Moore's turn. Too high off the glass. Pasha off the shot clock. Too strong, son. Gullidge, no. How about Moore? So close. Jamie Pasha. It rolls off the side. Looking for redemption after missing those free throws, but in the end, our first winners are continuing their victorious run through the bracket. North, Brown, and Gullidge. Sounds like a great law firm. Take care of business and move on to the red finals, I should say. Semifinals, the final 4. On the red side, it'll be Team Sammy and Team Lindsay. Team Aaron versus Team Taylor. This is the first time that we will see Team Taylor tonight on the gray team. Taylor Gant, that is, the captain of this squad. Dow Dunton and his short shorts. And Landon Sutton. That's the group on your screen right now, way out there in the distance. On the other side, it's Aaron Green. Not Theron Suggs. Dylan Hall replacing Theron Suggs. And Trey Pittman. So Aaron Green's team was the second group up, the first gray team up, and it only took them 4 shots. Dylan Hall hit a big bucket that Coach Q is going to protest until he gets into the office tomorrow. I mentioned the schedule for the Hornet Cup the rest of the week. We talked about tomorrow, and then on Friday, barring the weather, which it looks like it's going to be another Lynchburg day here in Central Virginia, we will have track and field and cross country at 3 o'clock on the Dr. Jack M. Tom's track, easy for me to say. We plan to have game 2 of softball at 4 o'clock, and then women's lacrosse at 6:30. Now, if the rain does come, track's plan is to still have pole vault. Softball's plan is to move their game until Saturday to have a potential doubleheader, game 2 and game 3 if necessary, of their series. And I'm sure women's lacrosse will still play. That sport has no issues with playing in the rain. Here we go. Hall, Green, start on the left. Dunton and Gant start on the right, and 3 shots, they're all in for Team Taylor. Team Aaron struggling at the free throw line. Banking it in, the 4th shot of the group, their first time up tonight, proving why they were the #1 seed coming in. Team Taylor, Taylor Gant, Dow Dunton, and Landon Sutton, who hit that half-court shot, have them moving on to the Final Four in their first go at it of the evening. So you see the final pairing for Team Red, Team Lindsay and Team Sammy. And on the other side for Team Gray, it's Team Taylor versus Team Tamara. So we're going to have the red team battle first. And of course, the favorites going in have got to be Brown, North, and Gulledge. Now, it did take them longer to win their second game. People are still marveling at how quickly they got the job done in our first game of the night. Meanwhile, on the other side, now on your screen, you're looking, of course, at Izzy Lockamy, Sammy Siever, and Matt Johnson of Team Sammy. And KJ James just kicked our microphone. That's what that corruption was. But back to the teams on the floor. It took them a while, that group of Siever, Johnson, and Lockamy, to get the win. Lockamy hit that half-court shot in their first matchup. So I don't know. I mean, you've got the clutch gene from that first game with Brown, North, Gulledge. They're going to have a moment to take some half-court shots here. But you could have the opposite happen this time with Siever, Johnson, and Lockamy. I honestly don't know why I'm thinking so much about this. This is just, we're out here having fun, everybody. I hope you are too. Last night it was the quickest swim meet of my life, 1 hour and 10 minutes to do 19 events, and now we've got the quickest basketball event I've ever called. Here we go. First shots are good. Johnson still trying to hit the free throw. Gulledge trying to knock down a 3. He does not. Lockamy and Gulledge going for the three-point shot. Lockamy no. Gulledge with a chance. That's short. Here's Lockamy. Steps up. Back of the rim and out. Gullidge cannot get the extra bounce off the backboard. Lockamy misses his next attempt. Gullidge gets it from the wing. Now it's Jordan Brown from half court. No. Lindsey North with a chance. Too strong. How about Gullidge? Just a bit shy. Johnson from off center. And his shot was off center too. North misses. Gullidge had to chase his ball down in the corner next to our classroom that we've had to put together thanks to COVID-19. Gullidge, short. North looks good, and it's just off to the right. Meanwhile, the other team has a chance. Johnson for half court. Banked it in. The big man, the freshman, Matt Johnson, towering tall over everyone he stands next to and making a big shot to send Johnson, Lockamy, and Seaver to the final round. The Hornet Cup Hot Shot Championship has one of its two teams within, and it's Team Sammy. Now an opportunity for Team Gray. It's going to just be which group wants to go up against Team Sammy. Well, I bet they both do. Which one will? That's what we're waiting on. You've got, of course, the #1 seed of Team Taylor, Taylor Gant, Dow Dunton, and Landon Sutton, who have only played in one game. They took 4 shots, and the game was over. On the other side, it's been a while since we've seen this group. Team Tamara. Tamara Blanks, Noah Bullock, and Jordan Parham. Parham was the gentleman that hit the half-court shot and moved them past their opponent in the first round. Some of you may have already realized this, but our scorebook, it doesn't really matter that much because it's going to be 4-4 when we go to the championship, and out of all this chaos, only 1 point will be given towards the Hornet Cup. Banks is in, Dunton is in, Gant makes hers, Parham makes his, Sutton makes his, Bullock makes his. It's a sprint to the half-court line. Dow Dunton, no. Sutton, no. Short on the other end for Parham. Here's Noah Bullock. That's no good. Gant misses her attempt. Dow Dunton again. That's too long. Sutton would try it. He goes a bit of a rainbow shot. That's not going to work. Parham does the same and makes it again. Jordan Parham knocks it down, and he sends his team to the Hornet Cup Championship in the Hot Shot Challenge with another huge half-court shot. No wonder they wanted me to make a committed image for him last year for his social media, trying to get that man here on campus. He's showing that he can come up big in big moments so far. So now's the real point. Ignore the score bug at the bottom of your screen. Now is when it really counts. The championship, Team Tamara, Tamara Banks, Jordan Parham, and Noah Bullock going up against Team Red. A bit of a surprising group, if you will, based on their first performance. It's Matt Johnson, Sammy Seaver, and Israel Lockamy. So those in the stands will separate. Team Gray moves to my left, your right. And now you see Team Red on the left half of the court, supporting Lockamy, Johnson, and Seaver. This is it, folks. Don't blink, don't go anywhere. I know you've got to use the restroom, but you're just going to have to hold it, because this is the final. Team Red needs it for the overall standings. They can come out of today with 2 victories between basketball and softball and tie things up on the overall leaderboard. If Gray gets it, it's a comfortable 2-point cushion, which they had last week after tennis and golf. An opportunity tomorrow for Team Gray to take an even larger hold of the lead with field hockey at 7 and men's lacrosse at 9:30. Here we go. Banks, Parham, Bullock. Seaver, Johnson, Lockamy. Layups are in. Free throws are in. 3-point shots are in. Here we go. The madness at half court. Sammy Seaver misses. Johnson's turn. That's no good. Big shot from Parham, no. Here's Bullock's turn. Short. Seaver short. Johnson, too hard. Team red, team gray. It's Lockamy. Good! Israel Lockamy. The confidence was absent when I spoke to him before, but it is flaring up with the red around like fire. Lockamy hits 2 of the 3 half-court shots by Team Red tonight. And the senior gets his potential swan song season started with a victory. Whew, there you go. Team Red, they get the win tonight thanks to Team Sammy of Sammy Seaver, Matt Johnson, and Israel Lockamy. They are your Hornet Cup Hot Shot Challenge winners. And Team Red ties things up in the overall standings as well. Four in the overall standings for Team Red and Team Gray. And now, time to sanitize hands and balls, keeping masks on. And I'm trying to figure out what they're deciding to do now. Coach Scott calling that team out to midcourt. And I think we're going to get a photo of our winners. Oh man, I can't get over. I haven't been on the mic. I was on it last night, but I haven't been since before last night. I wasn't on a mic since March 10th. That is incredible. And being able to say, it's good, felt so good. And I'm so glad that you all could tune in tonight and watch this crazy fast hot shot challenge. But man, it was crazy fun too. And really, really do appreciate your support. I know the student athletes have loved all of this Hornet Cup action. Men's soccer even had people sitting up and around the field. They missed going to Schellenberger Field at night, or even during the day for that matter, and watching a competitive game. So this has been a great initiative put forth by the coaching staff and our athletic director, John Waters. Izzy Lockamy, incredible performance by him. He just looked up and said, hey man, I got the dub. So he knew to keep his confidence low, but his game high. And hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him. All right, sorry, I had to confirm that Izzy's good with a post-game interview. So stay tuned to Lynchburg Sports on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for post-game images, plus our post-game interview, which will be on our YouTube channel, the one you're currently on, in just an hour and a half, somewhere around there. We'll get that taken care of. So at the end of it all, Team Red is the winners of the 2020 Hornet Cup Hot Shot Challenge for men's and women's basketball, and they tie things up in the overall standings, 4 wins apiece, with 2 games tomorrow, field hockey at 7, men's lacrosse at 9:30. Both will be right here on the Lynchburg Hornet Sports Network. And also don't forget to tune in to all of the University of Lynchburg channels tomorrow all day long starting at 9 a.m. for Give Day Live 2020, a chance for you to give back to an amazing institution and get us to the next level of a championship level experience for our student athletes, our fans, our alums. Everyone involved will benefit from the Hive for the Hive initiatives. Until tomorrow, I'm Joe Hutchler. The Hive has spoken. Man, it feels good to say that. And it's a chance to remind you it's a great day to be a Hornet, and we are